All right, today we're diving into a company called EDCAPIT. Now, they're making a pretty bold claim to be the world's very first all-in-one, end-to-end AI career ecosystem. Their whole mission is to fundamentally change the way we get from learning something new to actually landing a job. So let's unpack what that really means.
So let's start with a number that's, well, it's pretty shocking. 85%. Get this. That's how many people finish an online course but never actually find a job using those new skills. It basically means that for a huge majority of people, online learning is just not delivering on its biggest promise.
And the problem isn't just about jobs. It's also about who even gets a chance to learn in the first place. EDCAPIT's research shows that a whopping 90% of all educational tech content is only in English. That's a massive wall, locking out billions of people from the get-go. So when you put those two things together, the fact that most learners don't get jobs and most of the world can't even access the content, you start to see the bigger picture they're painting. We're looking at a global education system that's just fundamentally broken. It's wasting an incredible amount of time, money, and frankly, human potential. And if you dig into why it's so broken, you find these key problems. You've got dropout rates hitting 80%. A lot of that because there's just no real guidance. Instructors, bless them, are stretched so thin they can't possibly scale up their support. But maybe the biggest issue? There's just no real bridge that connects learning to actually getting hired. And this gap hits people like migrants especially hard. We're talking a 5 to 7 year delay just to get a foothold in their new country. Okay, so that's the problem. It's a big one. Now let's talk about the person who thinks he's cracked the code. The founder of EDCAPIT is Olaf Podobied, and that's pronounced Ole Podobied. He's an entrepreneur in the EdTech and AI space, and you get the sense his mission comes from seeing these exact problems up close.
And this quote right here, it really nails his whole vision. He's not trying to build just another course website. He calls it an AI-powered ecosystem, a digital mentor for life and career. The ambition here is huge, to make both learning and getting a job a reality for anyone, anywhere on the planet.
So what does this solution actually look like? This is the core of what EDCAPIT, which is pronounced EDCAPIT, is all about. Instead of just one tool, it's a completely integrated system designed to fix every single one of those problems we just talked about.
So let's imagine you're a user. You'd start with an AI career advisor that literally maps out the perfect path for you. Then as you learn, you've got an AI tutor in your pocket 24/7. And while all this is happening, an AI skill tracker is automatically building a verified portfolio of everything you can do. Now, for the creators, there's an AI tool to build courses in a snap and another to translate them into over 100 languages. And then, the grand finale, the AI Career Center, which connects you right to the people who are hiring. The whole thing is designed to be one smooth journey, from lesson 1 to day 1 of your new job.
So the difference here is pretty much night and day, right? You've got the old way, a bunch of separate tools, passive learning, no guarantees, and huge language barriers. And then you have the EDCAPIT way, one integrated ecosystem, an AI-guided journey, a direct path to a job, and it's built to be global and accessible from the start. Okay, fantastic idea, powerful solution, but is it a good business? Let's switch gears and look at the numbers they're presenting, because the market opportunity they see is, well, it's huge. They're projecting that by 2030, the combined market for global AI, education, and career tech is going to be over $1.2 trillion. And EdCapital is planting its flag right at the intersection of all three of these booming industries. Now, they aren't trying to boil the ocean all at once. The strategy is actually pretty smart. They're focusing on a few key areas to start. A $120 billion market for AI-powered learning, $40 billion for career tech, and a $10 billion slice for migrant education. And that last one seems to be their strategic way in. So how do they stack up against the big guys, Coursera and Udemy? Well, this chart says it all. The key things that set them apart are that AI Career Advisor, the built-in job placement, and the fact that it's a complete end-to-end system. By being the only one checking all these boxes, they're arguing they have a truly unique and defensible spot in the market. So how do they make money? Well, it's not just one thing. They've got a plan for direct subscriptions from users, corporate packages for companies, government contracts, and even licensing their software to other schools. It's a really diversified approach, which is exactly what you want to see for a stable business model. And listen, this isn't just an idea on a napkin. They have a real timeline and they're executing on it. The platform was built in 2024, they launched early this year, and they're projecting to hit over 1,000 paid users and almost 80,000 in revenue by Q3. That's what's setting the stage for their next big funding round. Which brings us to the final act, the investment. What's it going to take to scale this vision?
and actually build what they see as the future of education.
The company is opening a $5 million seed round. The goal? To hit the accelerator and really cement their spot as a leader in this new market.
And they're crystal clear about where that money is going. The biggest piece of the pie, $2.5 million, goes right back into the product and the AI. Another $1.2 million is for marketing to bring in more users, and the rest is for growing the team and keeping the lights on. It's a really product-forward growth plan.
Now this is the slide every investor wants to see. What's the potential upside? According to their models, a $5 million investment now could see a 3x return by the very next round in 2026. And if you look down the road, they're projecting a potential 30x return by their target IPO in 2030, with even bigger numbers after that. Now, obviously, these are ambitious projections, but it shows you the kind of massive venture-scale opportunity they're swinging for.
So when you boil it all down, EDC Capital is betting everything on a complete reinvention of how we get from education to a career. The whole idea is to create a future where learning has no borders, no language barriers, and always ends with a real job outcome. It leaves you with a really big question, right? Is this integrated AI-driven model the future of how all of us are going to learn and work?